Welcome back to Cursed Mining, and today we have a new edition of Crypto Mining Mail. This is a series in which we unbox packages coming to the channel and talk about upcoming content. So yet another spoiler video, so to say, but just too many different parts of different projects I can't start yet arrived. First, let's start with today's sponsor. This video is brought to you by TicrThing and their new TicrThing 3D, which was sent to me to also take a look at. If you remember, we had the original wooden TicrThing featured on the channel some months ago and gave one away together. This is the updated version. This means we left the wooden design for a more industrial 3D printed look. The setup is easy and exactly the same as with the original, and that is the reason it did not get a dedicated video. Again, we have a wonderful little crypto gadget which updates you on the price of the crypto of your choice. Now I can have one in the mining room, one up with me in the office. I have to say that in theory I'd always say I prefer wood, but holding the little thing in hand, I have to say I like the updated version very much as well. As last time, TicrThing are offering a coupon code if you're interested in getting one yourself. The code is simply cursed. Again, I have to say, yes, I know we all have phones or other ways to display our favorite crypto, but in my opinion the crypto world needs physical objects, besides being the perfect present for a crypto nerd. Let's move on to other items while I can see crypto die on the desk beside me. Yay. After that, a bigger change you might have already noticed last week. I upgraded my office. You don't know the whole space because it's always so cramped that I prefer to only show you dark shots. When I'm building, I'm cleaning up my little couch desk, but it is basically always in use for something. Now I got myself another desk which will be dedicated to building, filming and projects only. Yay. Still need to decorate of course and configure some stuff, but already my life has become much easier. Next, we turn to a new GPU, a GTX 1660, the SC Ultra by EFGA. Nope, not TI nor Super, just regular 1660. Why, you may ask? Well, I have been selling some of my smaller and older GPUs over the recent weeks to consolidate, and I do think the 1660 is the sweet spot for what I'm wanting to do. A little spoiler on that, the Nvidia cards in my Octominer are exclusively mining Ion, so I always want to have one rig on there, no matter the market situation. And 1660s are in my opinion a nice sweet spot between efficiency and power. Of course, I might check out the Super version if and when it drops, but I wanted to try out piece per piece if what I'm planning makes sense. Now I wanted to tell you that of course we will have content on tuning this card. But here is an update from future me. Whoops, we got a dead on arrival card. Well, at least mostly. It was an Amazon warehouse deal and this time I had bad luck. The error they described should have been in appearance and missing box only, but it seems to be the other way around. Appearance wise the card is like new as you can see, but the cooler is broken and also it's not recognized in HiveOS. Under Windows it works, but the cooler is at 100% all of the time, but it mines fine. Still, it's nothing I really want to bet on in the long term, as when I buy a card I normally want to have it longer or give away in a build at some point with a good feeling, so no, it will get sent back. That's what I get for filming everything before testing anything. Whoops. But I love the footage of it. Generally I think it's a nifty little card. A pity, but I'll be on the lookout for good deals, so let's move on. Next up, I want to clear the biggest package from the table, which, well, it does not leave many secrets. It's a PC case, the Thermaltake Versa H21. As you might think, this is for another project than the previous stuff, and you're right. I wanted to check out a budget 32 euro case for an upcoming build to see what you get at this price point. Of course, the build and what that is about will also be featured on the channel. For now, I can say that I'm impressed what you get for 30 bucks. It's a sleek little case, of course very light. Still, looks like good mounting options all around. At that price point though, modularity had to suffer a bit, so unfortunately you can't pull out the hard drive cages it has. But well, it's a budget case for a budget project. More on that at another time. Next up is a little fan and cooler madness, starting with a secret little tip I want to bring to you, the Snowman CPU cooler. First though, I have to give a shout out to Takia City, who featured it in the first place. If you don't know him, he's the king for used parts and price performance builds. This cooler fits that theme perfectly. It's a Chinese Cooler Master 212 Evo for around 15 bucks. Actually, I bought it as backup for yet another budget build, but right now I'm thinking of testing it on the Blackminer F1 Mini FPGA, as it takes Intel coolers as well. Let's see. I'm impressed with what chunk of metal you get for not even 15 euros. The Snowman is both for Intel and AMD and beats stock coolers by far, and is on par with some more expensive coolers for an incredible price. You can find it on pages like AliExpress, but speaking of CPU coolers, why the heck do I need even more of those, you may ask? Well, I can't tell you yet, but generally you can never have enough of those. The Xilinx one is similar to what many OEM PC makers use in their systems, even for overclockable CPUs. It is an okay solution depending on the chip, but nothing fancy. More fancy, but for weaker CPUs, is this heatsink by Arctic. This allows you to passively cool a CPU up to around 50 watts. So a fanless, noiseless setup I want to try for yet another project. So you see what I meant when I said many different parts for many different projects. I'd like to round this unpacking up with a small little accessory for the smallest computer in the house, my Raspberry Pi. Again, nothing fancy, just a simple case with an active fan. If you remember my Uplexa mining on RP video, you remember that the Pi was overheating a lot. Now it has a small little baby fan to help with that. These things cost around 3 to 4 bucks if you check on Chinese sites like AliExpress or international eBay. So that's already it. I think we never unpacked this much in an episode like this. Thanks for being on board with me, and sorry for not revealing too much yet. Also, I want to give another shout out to Mike from TicrThing, who sponsored this episode with their wonderful little gadget. Let me remind you that the coupon code CURSED gets you 20% off if you would like one for yourself. Thank you very much for tuning in. Now I can finally start and continue on some of the things, but in many regards it is still a waiting game, so let's see where we will pick up next week. If you have questions about anything you've seen, please don't hesitate to ask. I wish all the best to each and every one of you. Happy mining and bye!